How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. As we head towards the final 8 weeks of the 2018-19 NBA regular season, many teams are still fighting for their playoff hopes. It's an unknown whether Dwayne Wade's Heat will make the postseason in his final year or if LeBron's Lakers will make it. Because of Golden State's dominance over the last half-decade, combined with having Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, and DeMarcus Cousins, they're easily the most hated team in the NBA right now. But there's a bunch of other young teams who plays hard every night everybody loves to cheer for. Some of them are looking to make the postseason for the first time in a long time. Here are 5 of the most likable NBA teams right now. The Milwaukee Bucks. Having a breakout season, the young Bucks team's been dominating not only offensively, but defensively, collectively, with everyone capable of helping each other guarding the other team, especially with superstar Giannis routinely taking over games on both ends of the floor, has one of the most unique physiques the game has ever seen and a fan favorite. Primed to become the face of the NBA, it appears Giannis will stay in Milwaukee for a long time. Given how things are going, the team's right now having a lot of fun, now has a real coach in Mike Budenholzer, who's a heavy Coach of the Year candidate, did the right move in the offseason by just getting rid of Jabari Parker, turned out to be an excellent decision. Their 4 best players in Antetokounmpo, Middleton, Brogdon, and Bledsoe all play solid defense. They play the right way, and there's nothing to dislike about this team right now. The Brooklyn Nets, bringing competitive basketball back to New York City after a disastrous couple seasons with no lottery picks. There were discussions before the season started whether the Knicks or Nets would have a higher seed, but Brooklyn seems to be way ahead of their rebuilding process. After taking a risk, trading for lottery pick DAngelo Russell, you bet the Lakers front office is shooting themselves in the foot right now. GM Sean Marks is very well respected, and head coach Kenny Atkinson has done an excellent job finding a mix of young and veteran players, bringing the team together as one. Russell, who was an all-star this season and deservingly so, was named the replacement for Victor Oladipo, has come a long way since his Laker days, growing right in front of our eyes. Magic Johnson said he wanted a leader, traded Russell right before drafting Lonzo. DAngelo said it was the best thing that could have happened in his basketball career, being the face of basketball in Brooklyn. Despite the Lakers having many lottery picks in recent years, DAngelo might very well be the best one. It would be absolutely epic if Russell, who many thought was traded to a terrible team, had no chance of succeeding, would make the playoffs before any of the Laker young guys, even with LeBron on the team. Russell's now the go-to guy with the ball in his hands late in games, making plays and hitting big shots. There's also a lot to like from the other young players, in 20-year-old Jared Allen, rocking the big afro, Joe Harris, who just edged out Steph Curry, winning the 3-point shootout, making a huge impact as an elite 3-point shooter, and Spencer Dinwiddie, who's became a great role player out of nowhere. It's a sweet feeling for the borough in New York City to have more Nets gear in many stores. Now with Caris LeVert back, the team has a very underrated backcourt, will look to get their feet wet, getting a taste of the postseason, and continue to build from there. They also have a ton of cap room to sign a big free agent. The Denver Nuggets. Star center Nikola Jokic is one of the most entertaining players in the NBA, on pace to win 57 games. Many experts thought they were going to be a low playoff seed. With the injuries to Gary Harris and Paul Millsap, Jokic has been playing like a superstar. As the franchise player, the 23-year-old big man can do simply everything on the floor and a joy to watch. Having the third youngest roster in the league, with the average player on the team only 24.5, a lot of people are already sick of Golden State dominating, Houston losing every year in the playoffs. The Nuggets have a chance to accomplish special things for many years to come. With head coach Mike Malone proving himself as one of the best in the business, has one of the deepest teams, having 10 players averaging at least 8 points, can beat their opponents with so many different options. With Isaiah Thomas back, he can only help the team, likely coming off the bench for the rest of the season, giving good minutes, looking to bounce back after being sidelined with injuries and everything he's been through. X Factors Will Barton and Malik Beasley has been nothing short of spectacular, both averaging around a dozen points. Backup Torrey Craig, Juanjo Hernan-Gomez, Monte Morris, and Mason Plumlee are all contributing and giving quality minutes, fitting in perfectly as a unit. It's a shame many national media outlets never talk about the Nuggets, not giving them much respect after even a great win against a contender. They rather spend time talking about the Lakers losing to the Magic. The Nuggets young guys are maturing and developing way faster than any of the Laker guys. The team's dominating, using many different lineups. With many of the players hurt, it remains a mystery how great the Nuggets can become. So far, they have a strong team culture, excellent chemistry, everybody on the team's very likable, besides Jamal Murray, who's gotten into minor altercations with a couple players on the opposing teams. The Sacramento Kings. Everybody loves a surprise story, and the Kings are without a doubt exceeding expectations nobody could have expected. After 13 years of being in the lottery, whether or not they make the playoffs, this season's already considered a success in many ways. Expected to continue being one of the worst teams, they weren't supposed to be in the playoff hunt come February. Trading away DeMarcus Cousins was the best thing the franchise could have ever done. The team was viewed as a joke for many years. Now watching the young guys grow is absolutely refreshing for Kings fans who suffered long enough. Led by 21-year-old De'Aaron Fox, who's making a case if you were to redraft the 2017 class, many would consider taking Fox #1 overall with superstar potential. The franchise also been criticized for passing up on Luka Doncic, but Marvin Bagley's been stepping up lately, and although he's not as great as Luka, will only get better alongside big man Harry Giles, who's battled numerous injuries since high school. Everybody's rooting for him to succeed. Buddy Hield's quietly becoming a fan favorite and one of the best outside shooters in the game. The Kings and Lakers battling for the final spot of the playoffs should be extremely fascinating. A young team with no playoff experience, all playing happily together with no issues, compared to the Lakers who have their own issues with the young guys, the head coach, and an angry LeBron James. The Utah Jazz, the surprise team of last season, Utah's well coached by Quinn Snyder, got off to a slow start again this season, entered January under 500, but are finally clicking on all cylinders with second-year sensation Donovan Mitchell, who shows up to a random fan's barbecue party in Salt Lake City on the 4th of July. You gotta love that. He's also playing excellent basketball right now. After a slow start, is one of the most exciting players to watch and deeply beloved in the state of Utah. As humble as an NBA player there is, doesn't brag and simply plays the game the right way. With Rudy Gobert anchoring the paint as the best defensive center in the game, got very emotional after finding out he missed the cut for the All-Star game. It just shows the passion he has for the game. Jingling Joe's one of the most amusing players, while Grayson Allen, who was the most hated college player last year, hasn't done much, and most people probably forgot he's on the team. Honorable mentions includes the Indiana Pacers, the San Antonio Spurs, and the Charlotte Hornets. Victor Oladipo's one of the most likable all-stars in the game, will miss the rest of the season, but Indy as a whole has very good role players with not much to dislike about them. San Antonio obviously plays very unselfish, very disciplined under Coach Pop, and Charlotte, who's a below average team, but Kemba Walker's one of the most beloved stars in the NBA. Everybody's rooting for him to succeed. Outside of your favorite team, what other young teams do you love to cheer for? Mine's is the Sacramento Kings. I predicted they were going to finish last in the West before the season started, but man, was I dead wrong. I love how they play hard, they're very passionate, they seem to have no drama, as their playoff chances are getting very real. Thank you so much for watching this video. I talk NBA comparisons, amazing storylines, NBA history, and anything basketball that will interest you. If you love the NBA, subscribe for more content, more great stuff coming soon. I love all of you. See you next time.